What's up, YouTube? Welcome to Nang's World. So for today's video, it's just another ranting video for me. I guess just wanted to let things out. But yeah, so first of all, before I continue, have you guys ever had that kind of day where you come into work thinking you're gonna have a good day, and then all of a sudden something like comes up and it just like grabs your attention? So yeah, that's what I'm about to talk about. So today is another typical day at work where I assumed that I was just gonna come in and just have another day at work, and yet I freaking come into work and my boss seems to have some issues that has come to her attention. So my thing is, it's like, if I'm doing something wrong at my work, like I prefer for you, I basically see these people, on a day-to-day basis. They just come in, go out, do their estimates and all that stuff. But if I'm doing something wrong, I'd appreciate if you just came up to me instead of having to go to my boss. But I guess that's just how it is, because I'm only here at work Tuesdays and Thursdays are my days where I work the full day from 8 a.m. all the way to 10 p.m. And so Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays I don't come in until later on in the afternoon. So I'm just kind of at that point where sometimes I feel like I'm doing okay. I get it, you're at work and things change or rules change or whatever, but then still it kind of just freaking bothers me how, I don't know, it just really bothers me how when my boss has something to say, it's almost just as if okay, I thought I was doing it the right way, but I guess not. So sometimes I put in my head just pick your own battles, just if you choose to argue with it, then so be it. But today was just that day where I was just my boss was talking to me about the issues and was telling me that there has been quite a couple of complaints about me, and I'm thinking it's more than one complaint, but then it's just one. Another thing that's getting to me too is just I've dealt with so many jobs where I felt like I was basically doing my job, I'm doing my job, but I don't know, I just wanted this video to be where comment down below if you had any work related issues that has come up and you're just WTF. I'm not gonna say it, but WTF, seriously, that's really what's going on. Sometimes I notice what seems to be a small issue turns out to be a big issue, so I'm just over it. And imagine just coming into work, you just want to come into work, do your job, and then go home. So my thing is, with especially with what's going on in my life, I tend to be so hard on myself. I'm just that kind of person where I take pride in my work, so I feel I have done quite a lot, just to get me to where I am. And like I said, it's just one of those days where you just freaking come into work and you're just oh my gosh, seriously, I don't know. But yeah, comment down below if you guys had ever come into this kind of issue, or if you guys ever had something like this, something similar, where you just go to work and you're thinking you're gonna have a good day, but then it completely turns around and then it just messes with your mood at work, so it's I'm here at night, from a specific time all the way up to 10 p.m. and I'm only like 2 hours into my job, and I have like another 2 hours to go, and I'm just like, oh my god, I'm just so ready to go home already. But as I'm working here, it's like I learn new things, and I do take responsibility for like my actions. Like if I haven't done something, like of course I'm not just gonna be like acting like I'm so clueless. No, like I'll take responsibility. Like I will say like, yeah, that's my bad, I'm sorry, it's not gonna happen again. And like it's just one of those things where it's just like you're only human. Of course we make mistakes, but when you actually see it, like, so I just was looking over this text message because this person decides to text my boss on the company phone and was basically like just saying like how I scheduled him for a specific time, like a later time during the day, and I should just follow my gut instinct to go ahead and just message him and be like, hey, you got this estimate at this time because this person works the whole day. But no, because apparently this person has a specific other half that works here, that I just thought that she was gonna let him know. I mean, I'm not gonna blame it on her too, you know what I mean? Like, it's my fault. Like, I'm gonna take it, as a like my responsibility, that regardless if his wife was working here, she's not the person that I'm gonna go to let her know what's going on in her husband's schedule. Like, I'm supposed to be the one doing it, so of course I'm gonna take responsibility for that. But it almost just seems like no matter what job I have or what job I go through, I'm seriously always gonna come into this kind of situation where I feel like I'm doing my job, but then to them it's like I'm not doing my job, and like I said, I take pride in my job. Like, I take pride in what I do, and I'm so hard on myself, which is probably why like some of my depression comes up, you know what I mean? So it's like, it almost just seems as if like whatever I do, it seems to be not good enough or not recognized, or basically just not like nothing, so yeah, I just take full pride on myself, and it just really like bothers me to the point where like normally something like this I will like call my siblings and just kind of like vent out to them, or like any of my other my other friends that I can vent to. But there's only like certain things that I feel like I just want to vent out to my family or my friends, and like things that I just keep to myself or just discuss it with Arlene, like when I get home. But I just wish I could stop that kind of like, like that kind where I feel so, like bothered by it when I shouldn't, because it's something small. But like I said, I've just been having like so many jobs that I've gone through that, this happens. And I'm just like, seriously, like, what can I do to make myself better? Sometimes I write out my feelings, or, and I'm really glad that I have like YouTube to like vent out, you know what I mean? Like, it's like my own personal, how do you say this? Like, my personal diary kind. So like YouTube I consider to be like a diary for me, where I just talk about my life. But yeah, so I was writing earlier, then I decided to just like stop because I knew it was just gonna make me more upset. Then I was watching movies on like Netflix and all that, just to kind of like remove. And then I'm just like, hey, why not make a video about this, to see if any, like, it almost just to see if I'm the only one that's going through this, or has anybody, or can anybody relate to like work issues, like what you go through at work, And like, to me, like nowadays, like more like when I start a new job now, like I always tell myself that I'm not gonna get so personal, in my life to like my new coworkers or anybody. Like, I just don't want to talk about my life. Like, And then sometimes to them it comes off as if like I don't want to interact with anybody and all that stuff. But I'm just like, I vent so much and I let out my feelings to just basically anybody, to the point where it makes them look at me as if I'm weak. And I'm not trying to freaking have people look at me like I'm weak or whatever, you know what I mean? Because like I said, I take pride in my job, and unless they freaking like fire me or something like that, then yeah. But I know that I'm doing my job. It's just sometimes I feel like I'm dealing with like different people, so it's like their demands on like what they want us, like, and especially this is customer service, you know what I mean? You just gotta kind of like put it out there where you're just, even if it bothers you, you can't let it bother you, because it's customer service. That's how it is, so I feel like with the people that I work with, I just feel like their demands, has changed over since I started, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like there's just more stuff added, new stuff added. It's like I would follow what they want, and then all of a sudden it's like a whole 360 where they turn around and it just like freaking like changes. So like what I was doing before is wrong, so I need to do it now. And even sometimes where I feel like I'm doing something that they just wanted me to do, it's still wrong. So I'm just like, what the hell, like, I'm only human. There's only so much I can do, but you also have to work with me too, as if this is what I was trained to do. But then if I'm hearing it from you, I just feel like, like, give me a break. This is what I was taught. This is what I was trained to do. So either you cope with it, or you just, I don't know, just try and, see that in our, as a call center or whatever, we try also to satisfy the customers, And sometimes it gets to me because I'm just like, am I supposed to satisfy the customers first, or am I supposed to satisfy them first? The estimators or the other people that I work with, like, am I supposed to go with what makes them happy, or am I supposed to go with what the customer? And to me, obviously my job, customer service, matters. So I want to make sure that the customer is satisfied with what they're, with me and how I schedule them. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just one of those ranting videos. Like I said, like, this is just one of my days where I just want to vent or rant about what's going on. But, it's always like a different mood for me when I come to work. It's like I get so excited, and then when stuff happens like this, like, another thing too was like how my boss was telling me that, I need to focus on my job. And I'm like, okay. And she started talking about how, like, it just seems like I'm not focused, like, where once a new lead comes in, I'm supposed to take care of it. And I feel like I've been doing that, you know what I mean? I'm like, it hasn't, like, there are days where our company, like, especially in the call center, there are days where it's like a slow day, where we don't have any leads, just like new leads coming in constantly, you know what I mean? It's like sometimes it's like a hit or miss, a hit or miss between getting so many calls coming in and like doing so many schedulings versus it not being so busy. And then, like, you know what I mean? But even at the times when it's busy, I feel like I've been doing my job. Like, I've been on track, getting on, like, getting stuff done, calling the customers, scheduling them to get their estimates, just like, I just feel like I'm doing my job. And then all of a sudden, and especially like when it's not busy, I try to ask around and see if there's something else I could do just to make me busy, And of course, when I'm not busy, what am I gonna do? Like, they don't even have anything for me to do. So I just sit around on my phone until the next lead comes in. And apparently to her understanding is that I'm not doing that. Like, I almost just wanted to freaking like open my mouth and just be like, seriously, like, I'm doing everything that I could. If other people are seeing that, I would prefer people to come up to me and let me know. Don't freaking go. I mean, I guess if you're doing like a freaking chain of command where you report to their boss or whatever, but I just feel like if it's something that small, tell me so I can fix it. Tell me so I can fix it. That way it doesn't have to be a big issue, but apparently it's still a big issue. So like I said, I'm just freaking over it. But you know, comment down below if you guys have ever gotten into situation. I mean, I want to know, you know, like, give me one or a couple of like things that like you have done at work that it seems like it's okay for you, and then all of a sudden it's not okay to the other people you work around with, you know. Or if you ever had that where you just feel bothered because instead of coming to you first to discuss it with you, they go straight up to your boss or whatever, you know. So I would like to hear what, you know, what goes on. But other than that, you know, this is just me, a typical Wednesday, you know, coming to work, and this is what I have to deal with. But like I said, you know, I just gotta find it in myself to just not let it get to me, not like, you know, it's like a small thing, you know. Sorry, that was my word. But like I said, so if you see me and you hear something like ringing like that, it's just to letting us know that we have a new lead, which I should be getting back to work. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna end this video. Go ahead and, well, I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe to Nang's World. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who has seriously like subscribed to my videos or like subscribed to my channel, because it has skyrocketed. Like seriously, when I say skyrocket, like even I'm freaked out. Like I didn't even realize that it was gonna go that fast. Like I literally went from this number, like this amount of subscribers, to like this, and I'm like excited because I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers, you know. And so like, thank you guys all for the support. You know, I'm doing what I can to make more videos. So yeah, you know, stay tuned, and just remember, this is not the ending, it's only the beginning. So you guys have a good rest of your Wednesday night, and I will come back for the next video. Bye guys.
Are we gonna play now? Ready for the show? I'm about to take down, you already know. Get the fuck out of my face now, yeah, you got it.